Yo, what's going on, everybody? See where we are? Back in the kitchen. So let's cook. SparCenter, let's get it, man.
SparCenter.
Little break.
Small break.
You know what I mean? But we back, man, with all the boxing news. Big fight this weekend. A meaningful fight. I feel like this fight could change the landscape of a lot of things depending on who wins.
Depending on who wins, because if Haney wins,
things stay pretty much the same.
Pretty much as, you know.
Yeah. But before we get into that, breaking news as per some sources, which claim they verified it from other sources, but we're just gonna put it out there. If we strike out, we strike out. If we hit it on the nail on the head, we hit the nail on the head. But supposedly Ryan Garcia is about to start training with Derek James, so that's another celebrity name in Derek James's boxing gym. I guess
most proven, best, unofficially best trainer in boxing. So
yeah, and it shows everybody's migrating over there, even from London. So we'll see how that works out.
So he
can't
has,
hurt.
So he has Martin
at 135, Ryan at 140, Errol at 147,
undisputed at 154, with
Charlo. And then he got a heavyweight up there too. So it's a decorated gym. That's you can't take that away from him. But we'll see how it works out. I don't think Derek James could hurt Ryan Garcia technically in what he is. So we'll see if he helps.
And Derek is probably too big to get hurt by somebody who gives less than stellar performance there. So
you think if Ryan gives him a less than stellar performance, it can't hurt Derek's resume?
Joshua's last performance didn't hurt.
Right, that's Derek. What I'm saying. So he could only help Ryan at this point. We've seen Ryan. We know what Ryan's flaws are. Maybe he could sharpen him up a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, Derek can't help you with your heart, but probably the Texas gym could help. But
yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
But last weekend was last Saturday, Rolly Romero Lupe fiasco.
That's the best way you can put it. The fiasco.
Hey man, that was a mess.
Guys, what's the name? Cristo. What's the name? The guy.
Barbosa, Barroros. Nobody. I don't know the guy.
We didn't care about him before. We really don't care about him now.
His last 4 fights before Rolly, none of them were televised. They took place. He was undefeated, but before his last 4 fights, he won all of his last 4 fights before this one. He was on his way to winning this fight until
he actually was. He actually was. He actually was beating Rolly with strictly a jab and step to the side, jab, step to the side, jab. Every now and again, he'll hit him a straight right, and it was enough to really
drop Rolly,
and he was pounding him at a couple of points.
Yeah. This is the kind of stuff that I don't want to sound like an echo, but it kind of hurts.
Makes all of us look bad,
yeah,
which is probably why we're here instead of somebody else being on the mainstream talking about somebody, right. A fight like Loma and Haney. Yeah. And this is why we got to get this back in gear.
I saw a clip with Bob Arum. I believe it's Bob Arum. Yeah, it was Bob. I think Bob said that he believes that Tony just didn't see it from the right angle. He says he believed that Tony messed up, yes, but maybe Tony thought those punches that Rolly was throwing, that they were actually landing. My argument with that is the opponent was actually landing on Rolly when the fight was stopped. He wasn't hurt.
The last punch was Rolly got right hook to the head, and you could see. Plus, Weeks is an experienced fighter. Yeah, I'm not saying that. Listen, anybody can make mistakes. But Rolly, Weeks has seen a lot of things in the ring, and he's been in the game. It's tough to think that Tony Weeks was, either frazzled or, he was quick on the draw.
Well, he saw something that warranted a stoppage.
Saw something that he'd never seen before in that fight between Rolly and I only remember Cristo. So Cristo, again, I'm not gonna disrespect you. Enough respect you got in the ring, and you did your thing. But the chips were stacked against you, and from the start, the fact that it was a championship fight, you should have known something was up. You know, the fact that Rolly was in a championship fight.
Barroso was the guy's name.
Yeah.
I had to do my quick research, but yeah, it's Barroso.
Cristo Barroso.
So
40-year-old Cristo Barroso.
Ismael Cristo Barroso. So it's a tough out for Barroso simply because at 40 years old, man, to win a championship, I think that would have been a better story than this robbery out of the left field stoppage that Rolly got. Him being Rolly would have been a better story for boxing. It might not have been in American media, but in his country, the Latin sports channels and things of that nature, that would have been a bigger story than Rolly getting this vacant title. But
and again, based off of what Bob Arum says, you can analyze it like, okay, Bob, let's say he did catch a bad angle. Let's say we give you everything. We're going with everything you said. Weeks got out of there quick. Soon as that fight was done, Weeks was gone. Yeah, right? So he could have come and you could have go in front of the camera. He's like, yo, I caught a bad angle. I messed up. Right? He has the cachet to literally, he can take a L and come back because he's Tony Weeks. He's been in the game. He's respected, but he was gone. Right? That's number one. For me, number two, this is what the third questionable situation to me surrounding Rolly. First one,
true.
Jackson Marinez.
Yeah, that true.
Rolly lost that fight, right? He lost that fight straight up. It's not like Marinez is any killer, but he beat Rolly. Right. Again, just like this, he beat Rolly, right? He had him, leaning low a couple of times, and that's the first one. The second, the Tank fight. No way in hell Rolly deserved the Tank fight. Regardless of how it went. People are like, it was
got vested interest in Rolly, man.
Right. So that and then that was what, 9 months ago? All right, so you become a pseudo superstar. Because of
pseudo
Suedo.
You're a pseudo superstar. He is a pseudo superstar.
How's she talking like Rolly? You know what I'm saying?
I'm a pseudo superstar.
He's a pseudo superstar.
Yeah, but
off of what, 4 rounds with Tank, right?
No, I went 7. I think he got knocked out of the.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But he became a pseudo superstar. on 4 rounds of Tank, right? Yeah. With Tank, like, again, setting you up to hit you the left. All over the place doing interviews. That's what, 9 months ago? 9 months ago?
And he walks into a 140. I never seen, honestly, I haven't seen
into 140 and walk straight into a WBA championship fight with the guy we never seen before. We probably might never see again.
He's 40 years old.
Unless Rolly gives him a rematch or something. And
I don't think Rolly wants a rematch.
Tries to make something out of this. Again, it just looks funky surrounding Rolly, and we're all going to try to pay attention to Rolly now. Like, okay, so how's it going to go for you now?
But he made it clear in his interviews and his post-fight interview, Rolly has no intention of fighting the dogs at 140.
No, he has no intention of campaigning.
He wants a Tank rematch. He wants a Ryan Garcia fight. He doesn't make mention of Rougarou. He doesn't make mention of even the Brandon Lees,
Josh Taylors,
Teofimo. He makes no mention of these guys. So I think we know Rolly is just going to be one of these novelty fighters where he talks his way into fights.
But he has a WBA belt, though.
Right, but he's not going to fight it. He's not going to defend or try to unify. I guarantee you Rolly Romero is never going to try to unify at 140. Never.
Nah, he's not. He's not good enough. Yeah. It's not good enough. Listen, you see Rolly on Saturday night, man. You've seen, again, you see a novice, and he knows he's a novice. I don't know what Bullet, tells him, or I don't know how they go about doing their thing. Him and Ryan are tight, right? Or close, or they have a relationship, right?
No, I believe it's him and Tio that are close. He's not. I don't think he's close with Ryan. They sparred before, but I don't think him and Ryan are cool.
Who Ryan bet on? Who did he bet Spence?
He bet on Rolly. Yeah,
he bet on Rolly. Okay. But they're not really. They haven't shown.
But I know him and Tio. They
him and Tio. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. But anyhow, so everyone, that's clear to see. It's a little stain on the sport, but
all around. Yeah, all around. It was a bad night. It was a bad night all around. I mean, Rolly. You showed me a couple of things where a couple of guys are, in and around that weight didn't like it, and they're calling him out. A guy who we want to see some more of, Subriel Matias.
Yeah.
We want to see more of him.
I don't know who wrote that comment for Subriel, but it's under there. He made a big comment under Rolly's victory post. Let him know he should be ashamed of himself and this, that, and the third. But he's not gonna fight that.
He's not gonna fight
smoke
none
of these guys at 140, man. None of them. None of the big guys. And Subriel is a real bad boy, so I don't think Rolly even stepping in that ring with that.
Nah, not even close. That's like you said. That's all I got on Rolly. I don't know what you got.
We don't got nothing much more on Rolly, man. It is what it is. Until we wait till we hear from Rolly again and see who Rolly conjures up to fight at 140.
In 8 months,
right.
8 months.
Now, this weekend, like we preluded to earlier, we have a fight that could change the landscape at 135 or just continue to frustrate us with the landscape at 135. Because if Devin wins, I don't know what it's going to take for Tank to finally decide to fight Devin Haney. If Loma wins, I think we get that fight faster than we get Tank Haney. So, between a rock and a hard place.
Do you think it matters how each guy wins? Again, you give Loma a better chance at winning than me.
Yeah, for sure.
You actually would pick Loma to win the fight.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm picking Loma for two reasons. Because I envision ways that he could do it, but then going back to our past conversations, when you have to say if too many times to paint a picture of someone winning, then
it's a reason for it.
Yeah, too many ifs ain't never good. But I would like to see some type of upset. But let's be real, it's gonna be 12 rounds of jabbing.
No, I don't think so. And again,
that's how Haney wins. We know
what Haney typically does. Right? He was different in the last Kambosa fight. So
different in what? He stepped on the gas.
Yeah, he was a lot more aggressive.
Couldn't sit Kambosa's down at all.
But in the 10th round, it was going. Again, listen,
he's not. Kambosa never looked like he was gonna fall, man.
Listen, we're not talking Gary Russell here, but I'm just saying, he is more aggressive. That's listen, he doesn't have bricks in his gloves. Yeah, you don't. But he is more aggressive now. He busted up Kambosa
for sure. Yeah.
But I'm just saying that I think I'll go out on a limb and say that he not necessarily like concusses Loma.
You think he beats him up?
But I think Loma's dad stops this fight. Mm-hmm. I think Loma's dad stops this fight. Sort of. I don't want to call a Sean Porter deal, a Sean and Kenny on this, but I could I could envision something like a Sean and Kenny where it's like, something, Loma, you had a really good run, but it's not worth it right now. I don't think Loma thinks there's a long road ahead of him. This fight is it. And I don't think they're looking past this fight to thinking, we're gonna take on Shakur, we're gonna take on Tank, we're gonna do. I don't think that they're thinking like that. Mm-hmm. I think they're looking at this fight. Like I said, if I had to think, sort of, to mirror what I've seen before, I would think along the lines of Kenny and Sean Porter, where it probably might be a not so satisfactory stoppage, but eventually it'll come to the point where it's like, you know what, you had a good run. Mm-hmm. And I that's the way I envision this.
Loma looks, not only does he look smaller than Devin Haney in terms of height, but he just looks like a little man.
He is a little man
next to Devin Haney. And I can only imagine how that's going to look on fight night. Because it's one thing when you standing up next to somebody in street clothes, but when you standing up next to somebody in their stance, and it's going to look different. My one question, all right, in terms of, let me make an argument for Lomachenko here.
Mm-hmm.
Has Devin Haney stood in front of anyone with the technical ability and the footwork of Lomachenko?
Linares was good. I mean, listen, Linares was an
Lomachenko stopped Linares.
Right, and Linares put Lomachenko down. So sometimes people get on Haney for being stunned
by one punch.
One punch in the 7th round. But that same Linares was a champion at 126, and he also put down Lomachenko.
But got stopped by the same Lomachenko. So do you put Linares on the same level in terms of technical ability and footwork?
No. No. I mean, nah. Loma's footwork is second to none.
So could a jab, Devin Haney's jab, not a jab, could Devin Haney's jab, quote unquote, the best jab in boxing, could that jab nullify Lomachenko's speed, his agility? We watching Lomachenko age in front of us. If you watch from the Teofimo fight come all the way up, even when he fought Ortiz, it takes him a lot longer to get started.
But is it age, or is it certain physical advantages he's just not willing to engage, to overcome? Listen, we saw him when he fought Jermaine Ortiz the other day.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't overwhelm Ortiz. Ortiz was in the fight from the first bell to the last. He lost it. He was a legit loss.
Yeah, because Lomachenko turned it up.
He did turn it up. Yeah.
Same way with Teofimo, but it was too late for Teofimo when he turned it on. But Ortiz led him into the fight too early.
From what I see, I'm not seeing age with Lomachenko. I'm seeing size. His size, the size disadvantage on his end. Mm-hmm. He doesn't show me that he's willing to do certain things to overcome it. If he thinks he's gonna get something back, he's just better than Jermaine Ortiz. But that first 7 rounds with Jermaine Ortiz, he was wary of what Ortiz. Again, he was coming from the war. He took a long layoff.
And Ortiz and Teofimo are heavier-handed fighters than Haney.
Right, yeah, but but he still sees,
So what if he really convinces himself that he doesn't have anything to fear in terms of power with Haney?
No, that's what I'm saying. I think that's what we're gonna see. I think for the first couple of rounds, I think that's what we're gonna see. Mm-hmm. Him really going all out. Yeah. Again, Haney's not gonna go all out with you, and especially he's not gonna do it in the early rounds. So I see him coming out like that, a la Sean Porter and Crawford,
mm-hmm.
and eventually when the fight turns, it's gonna be like you give it your best shot, let's go, right? And that's what I see. I mean, again, I'm not saying that I don't see Lomachenko winning, because I do have a lot of respect for Lomachenko's ability. He is 35, like you say, he is smaller, so we'll see.
Yeah, he's not naturally at 135, but I think his best weight is in the lower classes. But with all that said,
You do give him a chance.
I give him a chance, yeah. If I was a betting man, I'd bet on him, because the odds on him are great right now. There's even the odds are good for him winning by decision.
You don't think it's even money though?
No, I don't think it's a 50-50.
Okay.
But I feel like what Haney has shown us that he does best, I feel like Lomachenko has the skill to figure it out. Whether or not he can figure it out in the heat of the moment when it's really right there in front of his face, we'll have to wait and see on Saturday. But yeah. I think it's not clear cut like some people make it seem. Just because Haney has the youth, some people make it seem like there's no chance for Loma. I think he has a shot. It's not like Lomachenko's a bum, regardless of his age. I don't think he's a bum, so we'll see.
Man, I'll be honest, man.
It's a good name on Haney's resume.
Yeah. I mean, that's what he wanted, and the fact that he doesn't have to fight him. Loma wasn't his mandatory, but
that was a deal he made with Aldo. The last fight had to be of Al's picking, if I'm not mistaken.
But I just think that
did I say Al?
A safe. You mean Bob?
I mean Bob. Yeah.
I just think that a early Haney is a safe Haney. A safe Haney is a shell that I'm not gonna lie, and you know how much I like this guy. I don't even think Shakur could break that safe Haney shell if it's early. And listen, if I'm saying this, it's because you know how I like Shakur. But a safe Haney is a problem for a lot of people. A safe, boring Haney is a problem for a lot of people. But the second half of the fight, after after that's done, then
that's the thing though. You got to give him his props. That's one thing I give him props with in terms of Haney. He's so disciplined that he doesn't break down over time. He doesn't get to 7 rounds and start looking like a shell of himself. He give you 12 rounds of that same tempo, that same cautious, smart, behind the jab. Like he give you 12 rounds of that. It's not like he all right, let me just get him to the deep waters and pressure him. I think he carried that same intensity.
And to keep it real, Loma does turn it up
at the end of fights.
Second half of fights also, so it'll probably good.
I think it'll be a good fight, honestly. Now I'm talking about it, I feel like the actual fight itself, regardless of who wins, I think it'll be a good competitive fight. Because you don't got to worry about nobody really getting knocked out by one punch in this situation.
Loma's first loss was Salido, right?
Yeah, but that's like his second fight.
Right, but it's also the tallest guy he fought at that time, too. Again, I just think that people figured Loma out, and he's not.
Nakatani was taller than Salido.
Yeah, but Nakatani, we only know Nakatani for losses, for his close losses of the people who he's losing to.
You can say the same about Comey.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. So we only and Comey did come on.
Loma never fought Pedraza? No, it's Linares. Linares got some height on him.
But not. Yeah, but not like Linares is probably like Comey's height. Mm-hmm. But Comey did come on in the second half of that Lomachenko fight. As far as we only see the highlights of him Loma telling like, "Yo, come and stop the fight."
Yeah,
but
I ain't gonna lie. I remember watching that fight and I was like, Lomachenko's dragging it because it wasn't like he was dogging Comey to the point where he like, "Oh yeah, call the fight." I think he kind of was looking for a way out of that fight.
He was tired too. He was kind of tired too.
I'm winning. Just call it. It was like he was dogging Comey to the point where
Comey has a habit of going down early, so he went down early. So Loma tried to jump on it and try to finesse it. Right, but again, but I mean, it's a good fight. I like to see Haney fight. I'm not one of the few people that like to see Haney fight.
I don't know.
You don't like to see Haney fight,
but I watch all his fights because he's put himself in a position where his fights mean something, regardless if you like him or not. He's an undisputed champ at 135, so you got to give him his respect.
And he has a reputation of having pillow fists, and as some people say, he has a glass jaw, right? Yeah, so with that pillow fist and glass jaw, he walks into each and every fight, and he's not really scared to fight anyone. He didn't have to fight Loma. He could have, taken a soft touch. I'm pretty sure he could have gotten away out of going to Australia the second time.
Sure, it costs some money, but I mean, why not go and get paid when this dude can't do nothing with you?
Right, yeah, right. But but then again, that's what I'm saying. So he goes with that same pillow fist and glass jaw, and he enters the ring, and he's done it enough times to the point where at 23, 24, he's the undisputed lightweight champ, the youngest ever.
That's right. You can't take that from email champ. Everybody call him the email champ, but he got all the belts now. So
right.
They're gonna have to put up a shut up.
So that's it. So your call. All right. We
Loma decision.
Loma a decision.
Yeah, that's my final call.
Close decision, right? As far as you see, or
yeah, and then if you want to delve into the politics, this is Haney's last fight on his top ranked contract. Does Bob Arum really let Haney walk away with all these belts if the fight is close?
I mean, again, listen.
If Loma makes it close and it goes to 12, Loma gets it done.
On memory, the only time I ever seen Bob really do some funky stuff is Pacquiao Horn.
Yeah, but that was the same situation.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. So that's the only time, but he let Crawford walk. And badmouth them sitting right next to him. Yeah. And he probably just don't respect Crawford like that. Yeah. Terrence, man, listen, but
let's see. So I'm going Loma 12-round decision in an exciting close fight. Yourself?
I'm going Kenny Porter style stoppage somewhere around 11. Could be earlier, but I see it around there because again, I see at least the first 4 or 5 rounds safe Haney. Right. Tall, backing up, Jab probably hug with the jab, probably bend, you know.
2 days out, man. So,
but it's a good fight. It's a good fight,
sure.
guys. Stay tuned, check it out, and it's a good fight, and it's good to, like you say, it's good to see a lot of these ducks getting in a row in the 135 division because right now it's literally I mean I'll move Loma out of the way right now. We could put him forth, but we're seeing with Shakur's fight, with Tank's fight, and now with Haney this weekend that we're gonna get the three guys that eventually you guys are gonna have to stop circling each other. Yeah. And you're gonna have to face each other, and somebody's gonna have to, Yeah.
So let's see how it goes, man. We're gonna try to get this one posted ASAP as soon as we get it done right now. So you guys can comment, share, watch it 2 days before the fight. Let us know your opinions.
Tell us what you think.
We definitely get you a recap after the fight also.
Right. You don't have to disagree. You don't have to agree. But either way, share your opinion.
Yes, sir. So thank you for watching SparCenter.